Hi, so today I wanted to do a little tour of my sketchbook that I recently finished. I started this one in April and finished it earlier this month in September. This is actually a hardcover blank page journal from my old Redbubble shop, so I have my artwork on the front. I don't really recommend this for an art book. The paper quality is not really good. It might be better for like writing journal, like with pens, but for art supplies it's not very good. So I don't recommend getting it. I think my next one I will get like an actual art book with better paper. So anyways, let's get on with the tour. So the cover of my sketchbook or art book is a drawing that I actually made a few years ago. It's based off of a photo that my friend had taken from a lily pond. I don't know what it's called. But I really enjoy having my own artwork on the sketchbook and I didn't have to like draw it myself. So if only the paper quality was better, then, you know, I could recommend doing this, but oh well. So usually the end papers, I fill it up with stickers that I collect or I buy from other artists that I follow. And I also try to notate when I start and when I finish the art book so that I kind of have a log. So the first spread in here is a dandelion study that I did, and I wanted this to kind of set the tone for how I want the art book to be. I wanted it to be sketchy, messy, using lots of different mediums, not a lot of pencil work, and just kind of fit things in wherever they go. Some of the mediums I use in this art book are water-based markers, pens, gel pens, crayons. I've got highlighter markers, acrylic paint, gouache paint. There's a lot of gouache in here. And I did try to use some watercolor, but it just didn't work out well. So I think that's why I lean more towards gouache throughout this whole book. This is a fig study that I did, and this was like the one and only time I drew figs. I never kind of went back to these. The colors are really beautiful, and it was interesting to learn about the phases of the figs, but yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna do a fig artwork. Some kitty cats. This is my first time ever drawing cats, and it was really fun to look at funny looking cats on the internet. It was good research. A flower bouquet that I got from my Bloomsy Box bouquet subscription service, which I don't really buy flowers for myself very much. I don't go out of my way to buy them, but having them delivered to my house every month is really convenient. It's really nice to have in the house, and it's good references for drawing and artworks. These are some crystals that I found in a book of crystals that was gifted to me on my birthday by my friend. And I used this like iridescent flaky acrylic based paint on top, and I thought that was a really cool effect. I've yet to use that paint again, but I like the effect of it. It's really pretty. Some more cats. This is an avatar for Sonrir on Twitch. She's kind of been on a break for a while, but I do enjoy watching her streams. Some figure drawing. I think these are called ranunculus. So that was a little study that I had done on the flowers. There's a whole lot of different ranunculus, so this kind of looks all over the place compared to that dandelion one. Some butterflies that I really did not enjoy doing. I thought they were going to be so much easier, but all of this line work for their wings and all of the little spots and stuff and the variation of the butterflies took a lot of work, and usually I want to only spend maybe like half an hour to an hour at the most, and this was well over an hour. I have some Studio Ghibli, I don't know, scenes. This one I think is Spirited Away. This one's from Totoro. Just kind of random. I did tropical leaves. I really enjoyed this one. This was my first tropical leaf I did in gouache, and I really like the effect of it, that illustrative look. So this one is a study on daffodils. I did this for a canvas painting that I ended up doing. I think I did a couple of these in the painting actually. So this was a very useful study, and daffodils are so beautiful. I didn't know they came in other color variations. Some random witchy sketches. That was kind of fun. Oh, we follow a YouTuber, I think her name is Hannah Lee something. And she lives in a couple cabins in the woods, and she had like some baby field mice that she was taking care of, and so my son and I were watching the video and we sketched up some of their little cute, I don't know, poses that they're doing. I have a friend on Instagram who had posted, I think it's a cherry blossom tree. Her photos were so beautiful, and I really enjoyed what this looked like when it was sketched, but when I painted it in with gouache, I don't really like how I painted it. This one turned out really pretty, but these are just not really my style. I like the leaves though, the orange and green. Some potted plants, some different breads that we had got from the Asian market, and we usually get boba drinks. I kind of got into a laundromat phase, and I don't know why, but it started with this laundromat layout. I kind of had this idea in my head, and then I did one of those older washing machines, and then the laundry cart. I also found a storefront on Google and drew that up as well. And then this one is like my favorite one because I don't know if anyone else knows what this is, but well, I mean, this is a coin-operated washing machine, but the style of it, I remember seeing this in like maybe the 90s or 2000s where it would be structural art, but it was perspectively incorrect, or the shading and highlighting were incorrect. And so I was kind of channeling that style that I remember seeing when I was younger. And I tried looking up what that style is called, and I can't figure it out, and I can't find an artist for it. So I don't know, but it's always been stuck in my head, and I wanted to try it out myself. And this was actually really challenging to not make it perfect. And so I think that's why I'm like super proud of it, because I feel like I did really good at making it kind of skewed, but also believable at the same time. Then I did some seating options for my imaginary laundromat and some machines that would be in there, and different phone designs. All of this was kind of because I wanted to do a full illustrative, I don't know, a scene of being in the laundromat. I ended up going with this design, and I did start the drawing on a very large colored paper pad, but then I quit because I did it in 1-point perspective, which means everything kind of has to line up and be perfect. And it was starting to look really good, but I kind of have this thing where I don't like when it's perfect. I mean, you know, if you look at a lot of my structural stuff, I'm very wiggly lined. I like to draw it that way, you know, especially this. I really enjoy doing that. There's just so many elements in the whole scene that would have had to really line up with each other. I don't know how to keep my style that I like while still keeping the 1-point perspective and making it look not like a hodgepodge of stuff, but like a cohesive piece. So I've kind of stalled on that, and I don't know if I'll ever go back to it again, but I did this work in the book, and that was fun. It was a fun project. Just some random little sketches and color swatches that I was doing. This one is in crayon. It's an ink drawing with crayon. And then I bought some wax pastels, and I tried them out for the first time. This was really cool. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of playing around with them. Then I decided to do some Monet, and wax pastels and Monet are so much fun. Just wow. Like, if you look at his artwork, he has a lot of color blobs, and you can do that with the wax pastels. So I really enjoyed that a lot. This is a little random mushroom study. This is a layout that I conceptualized for my Twitch stream, and I actually made this, and it's currently my Twitch layout, so, or overlay. And that was a really challenging project. We went to the park and I drew a tree, and then I tried to draw some people, but it's hard to draw people at the park when they're walking around playing and stuff, so I didn't get very far with these bodies. Some random fruits. Studio Ghibli flowers from different movies. Another Monet wax pastel. This one actually has people walking through the flower field, but I opted to leave them out. Some potted plants. More park sketches. Some random flowers and leaves that I think I did this on a live stream, but I don't I think I was just kind of doodling leaves. We went to another park that had ducks and geese and an owl. So I drew this in pencil first, and I really liked the pencil work. And then I went over it with this like brush tip pen, and I feel like it made it look so wonky and like ugly. I should have used a different pen, but I wasn't really thinking about it in the moment. We have another like park area near us. It's like a man-made lake water reserve. And so I drew some stuff that was out there. That was a really fun time. Another time we had gone back to the lake, there were geese and a seagull and some other smaller bird. So those were fun to draw. Some more random stuff I did on a live stream where I didn't really know what to do, but I drew a cat that kind of looks like a lion. Some bunnies, a really cute little bunny eye, some more random flowers, some Pokemon. This is an idea that I had for subscription badges for my Twitch channel. A study on corn, because our neighbors, they garden and farm, and before they harvested the corn, I wanted to get some sketches done because it was a kind of cool process to watch them kind of grow up on the other side of our fence. This is a study I did on Van Gogh. This was a lot of fun. I used crayons for this one, which was really interesting, and I'm tempted to do some Van Gogh pieces with the wax pastels next. And my favorite is this little fish. I don't like this. This is the view from underwater looking up at the top of the surface of the water, and there's sun rays coming through. I don't think it translates very well. I used gouache, and I don't think gouache was the medium for this. Maybe like a watercolor acrylic would have been nice. But I got the idea out of my head, and that's what happened. Some random little autumn fall things. Some fall leaves. I really like how the leaves turned out. They're really cute. And these little bent ones in action. Oftentimes I do a lot of cloud sky practice work when I don't really know what I want to be sketching and stuff. So this is just another color palette that I was like trying out, or actually 2 color palettes. And then I decided I was going to make a washi tape design. So I was trying out some background sky transitions, and I did end up going with this design, but I cleaned it up a little bit better for my actual washi tape design. I forget what these flowers are called, but I was practicing color matching, and I actually learned that I'm really bad at color matching pinks, because like neither of these are what they're supposed to be. Maybe I need to buy pink paint. I'm not really sure, but this was kind of a disappointing little practice. I didn't know I was so bad at making pink. Some Halloween guys, they're so cute. I kind of want to make this into like a sticker sheet because they're just so adorable. And then I started making like, so color matching practice, but then making swatches so that I could sketch little designs on them and kind of have some ink only drawing exercises. I really like how these turned out. I did another one. Oh, this one with little floral layouts. This was kind of like, I don't know, this is in between abstract and impressionist. It was just kind of playing around with stuff. I really like how this turned out, actually. I think this would be a fun poster on my wall. I did some mark making practice work, which was really challenging for me. And this is a rock that I did with crayons to try to make like a rainbow effect. This is another cloud sky practice work, and this was actually one of the mornings in this month, September, where the sky was just like transitioning in the morning time, and the clouds were just really beautiful. So snapped a picture and then practiced my little cloud shapes and shadow work. Another bouquet from Bloomsy Box. Another morning. This one was a really cool morning because there was like bright clouds on one side and then like rainy, stormy clouds. And then off in the horizon there was like these sunlit clouds and one lone hot air balloon off in the distance. So I just thought it was a really unique view of the morning sky. Some more breads from the Asian market. This is just kind of some abstract work, and then it's like an affirmation on a deck of cards that I have, so I just pulled one at random. And using some copper acrylic paint that I really like. I tried to do some more mark making, and I don't like any of these really. It was kind of challenging. I just kind of look up on Google or Pinterest for some random mark making exercises. Random flowers. Another page of color matching, swatches, and sketching. I did these on live stream, and I don't really draw live, like, ever. So this was a little bit nerve-wracking, and I'm surprised that they turned out really well. Like, especially with no pencil work, no fixing mistakes. I just kind of went in and made them, and I love how they turned out. I would like to make these into stickers. I probably want to do more of these in this kind of style of the swatching, sketching kind of look, because I feel like these would be fun little stickers to add to like journaling and stuff like that, or scrapbooking. Nearing the end, I kind of started doing this idea of a colorful background in gouache, and then layering acrylic paints, and then layering some neon paints and neon highlighters, and then finishing it off with some line work in ink. And I love this process. It is so much fun. This is like the epitome of playing with your art supplies. I especially love this color palette. It's so bright and fun. It's giving like Little Mermaid Under the Sea vibes. I don't like this color palette, and I was just kind of testing out brushes to see what marks they could make. Yeah, this is not one of my favorites, but it has to be done at some point, right? The bad art. And then this is the last spread, where I continued on with that idea of a background color. I played around with the idea of doing maybe a pattern in the background, which I do need to practice more pattern making, because this was very basic, obviously, but I would like to do some more pattern backgrounds. And then I did my take on a flower bouquet, but in the sketchbook style that I've been doing, kind of just laying them around and doing a little bit of composition work, but I feel like the effect is really cool, and I ended up making a few more pieces on good paper, so this was a really like satisfying exercise to do. And then that's it. So overall though, I am most happy that I started off my sketchbook intending it to be a certain way, a certain style of art in here. And I feel like throughout everything, I kind of stuck with that carefree, play with color, play with textures, and I ended up with something that I'm now working on, you know, like some original art pieces that maybe I'll sell or turn into posters or something. But I feel like this overall was such a satisfying exercise. I definitely want to stick with it again. I have another one of these, but I'm not gonna use it because I hate the paper. But I want to get maybe like a mixed media, you know, those little spiral pads, or maybe if they have a hardbound hardcover, that would be ideal because I like that better. But I want to stick with this kind of art flow. It really worked out for me, so there's that. Okay, so that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. I tried really hard to not ramble through all of the things that I drew and all of my spreads and stuff, but I hope it was interesting to see how I do my art book, and I'm excited to start my new one. I have a couple in my shelving thing over there. One is mostly for painting, but I would like to have one where I can do some more like mixed media stuff like this. And yeah, that's all I can think of. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!